I don't have much to say because your performance is really very nice. But I do have a couple of general things. You know, whenever a composer writes something and then it repeats later in the piece, but it's slightly altered, call that alteration to the listener's attention, okay? Like, for example, right, it starts like that, but look, you see that little addition there? You kind of slough over that like it's not important. I would hear like trumpets in the orchestra blaring out on that. You see. Now here's another thing he does that's a little different than his usual writing in the piece. He lets the left hand join in unison. Now you know how that would affect the way I voice that. I would give more importance to the bottom. To the bottom voice, you know? All right, let's try it. Again, I don't have that much to say because it's really good. But let's try it from the beginning. Try spending a little more time on your first note in the piece. Yum. Let that note resonate. All right. Right. Now, when it comes back in the second measure, you don't have to do the same thing. You know, if you do the same thing twice in a row, it's boring. If you do it 3 times in a row, it's a mannerism. Just the first note of the piece. You kind of see, if we're obsessed with getting off the note because we have a jump, sometimes we don't stay on the note long enough that the sound develops. So if you go like this, you hear the difference in sound? You know what I mean? It doesn't sound clipped and thin. It sounds full and resonant. And I think the sound world of this piece, you want that kind of quality in the sound, you know? You know, the most beautiful Rachmaninoff playing I ever heard, aside from Rachmaninoff himself, was Clyburn playing the Rachmaninoff Third Concerto. And, you know, it's the famous RCA recording from 1958 when he came back from Russia after his victory. And listen to that if you want to hear a good Rachmaninoff sound. You know, the Russians, they couldn't believe it that Clyburn didn't have any Russian blood in him. So they had the KGB do a background check of his family. They didn't find a drop. He was a Southern Baptist from Kilgore, Texas. Now, on the other hand, his mom was also a fantastic pianist, and she had a Russian training. So
well, here it comes.
So there was a little bit of Russianness.
It's not nothing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, just lengthen that first note, and don't be so quick to get off of it. You know. Better. Rather legato. I would play it more, not connecting the notes so much, because look at Rachmaninoff's notation there. He's accenting every note, right? See, when you have a lot of pedal in that, sometimes it's better to just vibrate the arm rather than try to legato so much, you know. So let's just try it again. See, I would be rather bouncy in playing that rather than smooth and connected, you know? Okay? Yeah. Good. From here, please, and this time we'll go on. See this here? Sometimes I don't hear the in-between notes here. Look, hold your hand higher. Try that with the right hand. Now look, let go of the bottom of the chord and feel your second fingers sort of overlap. Right. Yeah, it's better to be high there, because you can move like this rather than low, because then you have to move like that. The body doesn't like that kind of movement because it's too abrupt. This seems, the body prefers circles and ellipses to straight line movements, and the body doesn't like straight line movements because it perceives them to be abrupt. The body likes gradual movement. So try that. Yeah, I feel like you're coming up and over. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because right now I'm hearing ba-da-da. The two notes in between are kind of not very, very clear. Yeah. Same place. to the D minor chord. Make sure your bass doesn't disappear. Okay. Right. But I would cast that D minor chord in a slightly different light than the B flat chord. Okay. It's still loud, but it's loud in a less assertive kind of in a little smoother kind of way, right? Okay. Let's start from the beginning. One more time. See, the reason why I like the bottom there is because it's the only time in the piece that the melodic line is in unison. So I want to call that to the listeners. Now, that doesn't mean you forget about the top, but it just means you let the left hand join in. Right? Okay? Where would be a good place to start? Maybe here? Stayed, you know, a little more impetuous there. Yeah, can we try ba-dum, ba-dum. Or maybe like this. A little time on the first note, dee-ya-da-da-dum, but then give that time back on the triplet. See, to me, that's a little dull. Dee-ya-da-da-dum, bum. Yes. That was a little early. See, what I would be on that is rhythmically just a hair later, but then the triplet's more compressed. Ba-ba-ba-bum. See, if you go, that doesn't have the spirit that I would like. Ba-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum. Be-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum. I like a little compression rhythmically on that, right? So, where maybe, I don't know, from any place. Kind of enjoy the length of this note here. Okay. You want see he's playing with his wrist pretty low. If you want more leverage into the key, you get the wrist up for that, right? First joint, second joint, third joint, fourth joint. You know, Cortot used to always emphasize that to his students, right? Try that again, please. But don't forget about your left hand here. Sometimes that your bass is a little too weak for my bass there, right? Now, for my taste here, dee da 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 dee da 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 da, you fall in sound a little too early. Can you sort of stay larger.
Yeah.
Okay. And then diminuendo, where Rachmaninoff says to diminuendo, and then call attention to, you know, this is piano here, but that F to the G flat is at least mezzo forte. Okay? Yeah. Try it from here. A little more voicing there to the top. Dee da 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 dee da da da, like strings, you know? Right? Right? Try it again. Yeah. See, what I'm hearing is this. I'm hearing more on the third in between. Could you sort of suppress that and just go more for the main line there? So much too soft though here. You know, think of it a little bit like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. See, right now you kind of, your wrist is kind of level. I think this kind of passage wants to be more like that, you know. Try it again. Yeah, that's better because I can hear the melody now. You see?
Yes.
So down, up, down, dee, da, 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 dee, right? Okay. That's a pretty anemic double forte. Da 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 dee da da dee da da dee, right? Yeah, less of the bass note here. Just that one note, okay? You know, it's like if you had a big giant rubber band and you were stretching it out. You know, you're using all your strength against the ring. You know. I know it's technically hard because the left hand's jumping all over the place, but that's the effect you want. You know, a little more flexibility. A little more malleability, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, take it from any place you like. Yeah. And you know, the human voice, let's say you sing ba da da dee da da dee. You're trying to make a crescendo, but your voice won't do it, right? So you break into kind of a falsetto, you know? That's the way. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing as a decrescendo, but it's like you're trying to make a crescendo. The spirit's willing, but the flesh is unable. You know? Try again. You know? Yeah, that's closer to what I would like here. You know, let's go on. Can you kind of sadden there rather than strengthen? You know. Yeah. Good. That all sounds great. Where is that spot? The pedaling's tough. right now you're not catching the bass note in the pedal. Try it again. See if you can take an earlier pedal that catches all four notes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a minor little thing, but nevertheless, it's better if we have the whole chord rather than 3 out of 4 notes. You know. So, can we try that in here someplace? Try this. See, you're rolling the chord before the beat, right?
Yeah.
Try rolling it on the beat, because then you won't have that pedaling problem of trying to catch the pedal ahead of the beat, you know? So, 4, right? Yeah. Now, the bass note will come with this chord. Yeah, but now you're catching a piece of the F here. Look. You know how to avoid that? Take your pedal on the second note of the rolled chord. See, it doesn't have to come immediately on the D flat, right? Because the thing is, if you pedal on the D flat, doing it this way, you might catch a piece of the note before that. Yeah. I don't know why, but I want a clean sound on that chord, and I want the bass as part of that sound, you know? Right? Right? Just someplace in there. You'll work on that, right?
Yeah.
What's your fingering here? Are you using 5 on that? It's better if you use 4. Right. And is it possible to do 2 here on this? Because 4-2-1's going to feel better on that chord than 4-3-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that note should be legato. Right. See, he was using 5 twice in a row, and he was not feeling da da. He was feeling bum bum. Yeah. It sort of melts in. It's a tricky spot. The pedaling's extremely tough there because of the way it's written. But anyway, you work on that, right?
Doctor, is it always the problem when you have rolled chords?
Yeah.
It's always the problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and often I mean, it doesn't matter much whether you roll the chord before the beat or on the beat. Often on the beat,
Just because of the pedal.
will give you much easier pedaling, you know.
Or if you can change the pedal.
Let me tell you
ahead of
something. In the Romantic era, people often rolled chords backwards too, which was a performance practice that completely got lost in the 20th century.
So it's like a legitimate problem because I'm so sick of rolled chords.
Yeah.
Every time there's pedal in a rolled chord.
Yeah, well, I mean, pedaling can be as difficult as any kind of piano technique. You know, I mean, it's
and there's no solution for it.
And really good pedaling is one thing that distinguishes the real master pianists from lesser pianists too. So anyway, let's go on. And one thing that'll help you in your pedaling too in a spotlight is taking a little bit extra time, which gives your foot more time, and it's totally stylistically fine. It's romantic music, right? You know what I mean? So, if you take a lot of time, then it's easier to get the right pedaling. So, right? Let's go on, please. But anyway, it saddens there on that chord, in my opinion. It doesn't increase, right? Okay. I'm sorry, I messed you up there. Can we go back a little way? You know, I know it's pianissimo and everything, but your right hand sounds a little fakey. Can you play a little cleaner? And I think it helps to get this thing into the movement rather than if you try too much to crawl from the notes. I don't know about anybody else, but I would get tight trying to play like that. You know. Better. Yeah. Now, one thing here. It's a little crescendo, right? See, you're doing a lot. The other thing is, I would crescendo more on the melody than everything else. You know what I mean? Later in the crescendo, you can let everything kind of join in. But keep the texture, like in this area here, keep the texture more transparent. Okay? Okay. Make that arrival, the C major there, noticeably louder than anything that came before, right? That's an arrival point, all right? Take from here. Energy in the sound, you know? Yeah. Take a little time too, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. See, I'll tell you one thing. Like Baroque music likes to phrase from weak, from strong to weak. Bum be yup bum ba yum bum. Rachmaninoff, you know, this kind of ultra romantic likes to phrase from weak to strong. Like, you know, in the climax to Rachmaninoff 3, bum ba da yum. You know, if you go ba-bum, ba-bum, that doesn't sound very romantic, right? So you sing, you know, now here, you want that pickup note not to be too sharp rhythmically. You know what I mean? Ba-dum, 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 right? So try that there. Longer, almost like an eighth note, you know. Now listen. You see that little flourish there? Yeah. Are all the notes equal in level? Or is it? It goes away, yeah. So play it like, in other words, emphasize the first note. Yeah, right, because this stuff, that's superfluous. You see? Try it again from here. Much softer at the beginning. clear sound on the finger work here. I want this to focus, but nothing else. Bass note though. No, this is much too loud in here. Yeah, it's much too loud too soon. And even here, you shouldn't be double forte. You're not double forte until here, okay? It's too bad you can't start this on finger 5, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Can you figure out a way of getting the 5 from? And then 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. See, my right hand is kind of not working anymore, but you should try this here with 3, 1, and then going to 5. Yeah, I don't like 5 here for some reason. All right, so let's try it with 5, starting here, okay? That's the other thing. That gives you a nasty jump, right, too. Why don't you try this? Look. Why don't you try picking these 2 notes with the left hand? But then your left hand has to keep playing. Yeah, but I don't think that would mess you up too much, right? If you had those 2 extra notes. See, I don't like having to play this and then make that sudden jump, because this is, it's hard to control it like that. It'll be much easier if you have more time to make the jump, you know? So you try that again. Yeah, better. Soft, you know? See, what I want to hear. That's basically what's important in here. Try that again. Yes. Right. See, this leads me to another point about Rachmaninoff. Is he writes almost too many notes. You know, it's so consistently thick. So sometimes we have to, we have to play all the notes he wrote, but sometimes we have to get rid of some of them. You know. And,
In the mouth.
yeah. Yeah. Try that again. One more time. Back away here. How did it? Yeah, another thing, don't pedal so much here. Sparser pedaling. Right. Yeah, so you see the pedal can help you shape that too. You know what I mean? It's sparse pedaling. In fact, some people would even use no pedal at the beginning of this. Try it like that. Too loud. Yeah, it needs a little pedal. It's too dry. I don't like the break here. I'd pedal through that. Here it connects, actually. I mean, yes, there's a 16th rest, I know that, but people that are hung up on stuff like that, I would call that kind of playing instructional, like you're giving the listener a piano lesson. You know what I mean? Or at Rice, I would use the word pedantic. And there's a lot of patternry at Rice, believe me. You know, so, you know, connect. You know. Start softer. Well, it's good you're bringing out the left hand here, but don't forget about the scale. The scale sounds too muddy to my ears. Try it again. Yes, yes. Okay. The rest is the same. Take from here. So from here to the end of the piece. By the way, that's fantastic. That is so good the way you play that. Why would you want to go? The composer very stubbornly writes accents on every single note here. So, I mean, maybe within the sense of an accent, it resolves a little. But I would never in a million years make that. You know, this is the most excited moment in the piece, right? You know. So try that again. I don't want to put you through all this again. Just take it here. Now, on the other hand, I wouldn't make that second note louder than the first note. But it's in the same character, maybe resolves just a little, you know. Try it again. Yeah, you're missing this little nuance, Rachmaninoff wants here. You know, that little swirl. Yeah? Try that again. You know what might help here is to back off and sound a little bit right here so that you're able to, you know, all right, try that again. Yeah, don't back off quite that much. Try it again. Yes. You have a bad pedal change right here. Again, maybe the solution there is to just play the roll chord on the beat. So that means. Now, here's another thing I want to say. Let's say you have a 3-note rolled chord in the left hand. You don't want all 3 notes to be loud. But you want to draw the listener's attention away from the awkwardness of it, you know. Ba-da-dum. So you got to pick and choose which note you want there. It's either the bass note or sometimes the top note. But, right? So, here's the thing. If you do it the way I'm suggesting here, and the reason I'm suggesting it is because the pedaling's easier, you got to barely play those top 2 notes. Okay? So, I guess this would be the most logical place to. Yeah. Why would you go? See, the last note goes away, right? So. right? And it helps to have this little movement at the end, right? Try it again. Again, bad pedal change here.
Uh-huh.
Try it slowly.
Uh-huh.
Look. The loud part would be at the beginning of that. Ya da 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 da. Right? Now.
Uh-huh.
See, you're going. See, now what's bad about that is you'd have to take your pedal change here, right? And then you'd be stuck with two non-harmonic notes in that pedal, you know? Yeah. You know, I think young people sometimes, they're not exact about musical declamation. Like you see this and you put it kind of in the wrong place. You know what I mean? Usually the composers are exact about what they want. So, if you take it from a beat earlier here. See, you're phrasing to that note, that chord, that dissonance, right? Yeah. Strong here. Softening. Yeah. More sound there. Yada. Yes. Now try that in a little more speed. Yes. You see, now the pedaling's good. We gotta stop.
Thank you.
Another thing here. Bottom B. Take a little time between.